All right, so what's up, guys? Tonight I want to do something. Like I said, I know I feel like I always say this. I'm gonna want to do something different. Well, this is something new I want to try out. To try to do every, I think Friday. We'll try to stick this to Friday, but this is just my way not even close playoff predictions. Obviously, as we get a little bit closer, the puzzle will unfold a little bit more. But from week 3 on, we'll just go with this and see how this plans out to be. As you can see on the this side, so it'll be this side. I have the countdown for what I think is going to be, first through second wild card spot. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to start with the AFC at first, and we'll start from the wild card spot to. Actually, I should probably start at the opposite because let's be honest, like everyone knows by the time I get up there what it's going to be. So, I mean, I don't think this is any surprise. I think the Kansas City Chiefs right now, I mean, just the way they're moving the ball. Patrick Mahomes is, he's on the fast track to be the NFL MVP. I still think he's going to have to contend with Goff to get that honor. But, I mean, as of right now, I don't see a team in the AFC that's better than them. I could be wrong. Injury can happen. Their offense is just unbelievable. Like I said in previous videos, their defense does kind of worry me a little bit, but the AFC, I'm starting to see a little bit more vulnerable than the NFC. I mean, I feel like over the past few years, it's really been more the AFC powers, the Patriots, the Steelers, where the NFC, I feel like they have those teams like Green Bay, but Green Bay's always bitten by the injury bug. So, number 1 seed I have as Kansas City Chiefs. The number 2 seed, I know, New England Patriots. I just can't believe that, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are not going to make the playoffs and not going to get a first round bye. I could be wrong. I still don't see it. It's 3 games. They've done this before where they've had troubles. They've straightened it out and they've gone on to win Super Bowls from this. So I really don't panic if I'm the Patriots. I know everyone wishes that they were playing a little bit better. But I do fully believe that the Patriots will be in the playoffs. I think that they'll get a first round bye. I could be wrong, obviously. This is week 3. So let's just leave it at that. So I think this next pick will come as a lot of surprise to everybody because, I don't like their quarterback, but I look at the Baltimore Ravens. I was impressed with them last week. They got the win. I don't... Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think last week they did get the win. But I just don't see anyone in the AFC North. I don't trust the Bengals. I just have a feeling they're going to be there. Somehow, like, the defense is going to straighten it out, and Joe Flacco is going to find a way to win some games that they shouldn't, and they're going to win the games that they should win. I honestly think they're going to finish about 10-6. I just think the AFC is just very hard to predict right now. I mean, I could have put the Steelers there, but then again, I don't like the way the Steelers have been looking, all the turmoil, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, all the drama. Like, I just feel like they're just they're just a team that's about ready to, like, just self-destruct. Like I said, this is a way too early prediction. Next week, maybe I will have the Steelers there. Who knows? So I'm going to be called biased for this one, but for 4th, I have Tennessee. And if I was going to do this last week, I would have had Jacksonville here. But being that Tennessee is 2-1 and both of their wins are in the division, that's a huge. I think that's going to determine the difference because I honestly think that Jacksonville and Tennessee are going to both end up 9-7. So obviously, to no surprise, I have Jacksonville at the wild card 1 spot. I do think that these two could switch back and forth. Again, I think that the AFC South's going to have 2 teams in the playoffs. I don't see why they wouldn't. The AFC is just all over the board right now. They had 2 teams in the playoff last year. They're going to have 2 teams in the playoff this year. I just have a feeling that both Tennessee and Jacksonville, but I feel like Tennessee's going to get to host a home game this year. So let's go ahead and get the final spot. I got to give it to the Miami Dolphins. The 3-0. Tannehill's looking good. Their defense is playing well. I think they're just going to get better. I do have reservations about them, as I stated in other videos. But as of right now, I looked at their schedule. They're going to play the Bills twice. They're going to play, the I just don't see anyone really posing a big threat. I think they're just going to win enough games. They have 3 wins already. I think that they need to get to 9-7 or 8-8 to get in. I think that's what it's going to take. I mean, and I think they're going to have the tiebreakers. So, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to call me biased or whatever because I have Tennessee there. But hey, these are my rankings. But leave me a comment, see how it goes, and like I said, it might change next Friday. I had to put a lot of thought into this because it's very tough to make selections when you've got teams that are 1-1-1, teams that are 1-2. Like it's very hard to make these decisions at this early on. So let's go ahead and clear these. And we'll bring up the NFC. All right. So the first place in the NFC, I don't think should come as any surprise. I think it's the Rams. They played last night. Their offense was unstoppable. Their defense did kind of surrender some points. But when it came down to it, they needed a pass rush. They fired up, they queued up the guys, and they got after the quarterback. That was just that was how it was. They needed the stops. They got them. So I don't foresee anyone taking the Rams spot at number 1. I mean, they're 4-0 right now. So, I mean, they're going to finish, I'm going to guess 12-4. So, and I think that's good enough for number 1. So then the next team I have is the Green Bay Packers. I'm sure people are going to say, well, you sure? Yeah, I do think so. I think that, they've been out of, they didn't, I just feel like they've been out of the talks so much that I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to turn it on. He's going to he's going to put his injury to the side and he's going to start making some plays. And I honestly think that the defense has been playing well. They've just gotten some screwed on some calls of the roughing the passer. I do think that it's going to be straightened out. I think they're too good of a team to not make the playoffs. And again, these making these picks, it's just so far out where I just envision them as a team. I think that they are going to be in second place as of right now. So for the third, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. It's mostly because I think Carson Wentz is going to traditionally get better. They're 2-1 right now. They're the NFC East to me is a joke. The Redskins are the second best team, and I don't think very highly of the Redskins. So I foresee them winning their division hands down. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I do see them at 10-6, 11-5, and I think that's good enough for the third slot. So moving on. So for the 4th spot, I have the Saints. The reason why I have the Saints is because that low, they play in a tough division. They've got the Panthers, Falcons, Saints, and Bucks. And the Bucks, they started off 2-1, and now with the rest of the schedule, they do have a division win. They can cause some problems. That whole division's just going to beat up on each other. But I do think that the Saints are the better team out of the division. I think that their running situation, like Kamara, is just going to really complement Breeze because he, not just running, he's a PPR back monster. So right now I'm going to say that the Saints are going to come in 4th right there. So now we go to wild card spot 2. Now these 2 spots were very difficult for me to choose. I had a hard time. I did know that I wanted 2 teams to come out of the NFC South. So I picked the Panthers. I really think that their defense has played well the first 3 weeks. They're nothing too outstanding, but they've done enough to be decent. I also just feel like Cam Newton's poised for a very big year, and Christian McCaffrey. The guy's been lighting up the stat sheet. I don't know. He's just this. It's hard to describe. Every time I look at him, I think of this Danny Woodhead-esque player, but I think his ceiling is so much higher than that. He's small, but it seems like he doesn't get hurt. Granted, it's been a year. He's really kind of like Dion Lewis. If I had to compare him to another player, maybe Dion Lewis is a smaller guy, very, very elusive, very fast. So I'm gonna put them there because I just like McCaffrey and I really like Cam Newton this year. So the last spot I have going to the Vikings. I went back and forth in this. I had the Redskins there, but seeing last night, seeing the Vikings go really shot for shot for the Rams for the most part. I thought the Rams were just going to straight up blow them out. But going shot for shot with the Rams, I think they're going to recover. I think Kirk Cousins is going to show why they paid him all that money. So anyway, those are the picks. There's a little change. I'm not going to get a chance to interview the Titans fans in Germany tomorrow. Just it's been a busy week. Just didn't have time to do the necessary prep work. Hopefully next Saturday we'll get a chance to do that. And drop me a like, drop me a follow, and tighten up.